What's up guys, Logic Over Emotion, and in this video we will be discussing more violence in Kenosha. So now this justified shooting, an idiotic response, has cost more lives, so let's get into those details. Before we begin the video, I'd like to ask you to comment on the video, like the video, share the video, and if you're not a normal viewer here at Logic Over Emotion, consider hitting that subscribe button because we bring the hard truth while others are busy virtue signaling. Alright guys, so 2 people were shot dead and another injured when at least one gunman opened fire on protesters in Kenosha. According to David Beth, the county sheriff, one person was shot in the head and another in the chest shortly before midnight on Tuesday. The victim that survived was shot in the arm. These victims have not yet been identified. Now there have been a militia group patrolling the streets of Kenosha. However, it's unclear whether the gunman was part of this group. It's actually quite funny because when I see how the media is covering this, they're doing so to cause more divide. For instance, in the article that I read regarding this, they said that images of the rival group showed heavily armed white men, some wearing body armor. There's a very specific reason they said white men. It's to create this idea of whites who don't support this terrible narrative. Well, to be frank, I side with these militia guys. At some point, you have to assume that people aren't going to just let you destroy their community. There are actual images of Jacob Blake having a knife in his hand as he went around to the driver's side of the car. Not only that, but when cops arrived, he attempted to assault them. Now keep in mind that Jacob Blake has a history of assaulting cops. He also has past charges for domestic abuse and a sex crime. On top of all that, he had an active warrant. The way the media has covered this has been despicable. Like, you will see some headlines like "man shot in the back 7 times as he tried to get in his car." Also, one thing I noticed was that they don't want to give too much information about his criminal past because of course that would destroy the narrative. And then of course you have this Wisconsin governor promising police reform after this shooting. Now, how in the world does police reform help this situation? It was justified. What else could have been done differently? They attempted to stun him, he had a knife, he wasn't listening, he went straight for the car. You had no choice but to shoot. I'm certainly not about to tackle someone with a knife. And in every single one of these incidents, maybe with the exception of literally 1 or 2, the common denominator is the fact that people are not listening to the cops. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't think anyone deserves to die. But if you are not going to listen and then put the officers in a position that forces their hand, I'm not going to be mad about them deciding to do what they have to do so they can go home to see their family. These people are dangerous. So after these few nights of riots, the National Guard presence will be doubled from 125 to 250, and hopefully they put an end to this quickly because this only ends in one way, in my opinion, and that's with a civil war. And these street thugs had better realize who is standing on the other side. People who love this country, many of whom served in our military, these guys are armed. They know how to use their weapons, and they aren't going to, continue to be pushed around as our pathetic politicians do nothing to help the police and just further encourage the riot. So what's your opinion? Do you support militia groups defending their communities? At this point, it's rather obvious that this isn't about Black lives, this isn't about justice, this isn't about peace and equality. This is about monsters taking advantage of these justified shootings, and frankly, if they are taken out, I wouldn't miss any of them. But that's it for this video, so make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. You guys take care.